Greetings, one and all. It's your boy. And why did we call this the You Blew It stream? Don't worry, I'll get into that. But I've got to wait for everybody to announce themselves to me in the chat. And I've got a joke to tell in a bit as well. You'll really enjoy that joke. And then I've got to clarify a tweet I made, which wasn't very not well thought out, well structured, well typed, because it made me say something that I didn't mean to say, and I should have known that. But don't worry, I'll get to that in a little while. Actually, I do need to put Twitter on just for that. But there we go. So anyway, hello Joe. Sargon blew it in Ralph yesterday. That was embarrassing. No, he didn't blow it. It's not Sargon who blew it. I think some people need to realise that just because somebody isn't shouting at another person who's shouting at them doesn't mean that they're losing. Sargon won. It's Ralph that blew it, but we'll get to that. Anyway, guys, here's a question for you all. How did Andy Warski challenge Tonkasaw to a duel?
It's time to duel.
Okay, I know that's bad. Tail Feature, what happened? Where are you? I just saw your chat post, but it's gone. How come I can't see it on top chat? The hell's going on? There it is. It's live chat. I can see it now. Fucking moo. Fucking moo, indeed. That passive-aggressive, fake, sarcastic bullshit. Well, yeah, that's how he deals with those types of people. How does that mean that he lost? He didn't lose. They failed to prove that he did anything to them, or like he won. How did he lose? They failed to prove that he or Ralph did anything. I mean, not Ralph. Kraut, as far as we know, Kraut didn't do anything. Therefore, you know. No. Tail Feature is there if you put on live chat. If you put live chat on, he's there. But yeah, live chat is different to top chat. I don't know why. I guess it's because you've done more posts. But anyway, I hope people could hear and enjoy that little Andy Warski joke, because that's topical. Because the guy's going on the warpath. you know what I mean. He's going on the warpath against the Skuptox, and the Skuptox have really angered him because he doesn't like being taken the piss out of, it seems. And now he's turned this into a moral crusade because the Quartering took the piss out of his stammer, like I did just then. Am I going to get flagged for it? Yeah. He admitted to pulling a mundane mat on the Quartering. Can Dank come in and caber toss you again? I did not get caber tossed. He shot first. He's under my bed, isn't he? He's in my my drawers, because my bed has drawers, which means he's sniffing my underwear. I'm joking. But anyway, yeah, fuck Ralph, whoever that guy. How do you still not know who Ralph is? Anyway, I'll get into that a little bit, then I'm gonna go wholesome after that and share some books that I've got. You know, being a big brain nibber and all that. I have books to share. Not these ones, because these are quite old, but the ones to the left. Well, one of them is old on that pile, but I found it interesting, so it deserves an honourable mention. But so basically, I don't exactly know what the beef is between not Ralph, Jesus Christ. Well, they do all blend into one at this point, but Andy and the Quarterings, summit's gone on, drama, but when you've basically just when you're basically trying to flag somebody because you don't like the insults that they're throwing at you, you know you've blown it. You know that they've got to you, and yet he's still acting all high and mighty as if the Quartering has done anything wrong. I mean, did Andy get flagged by his fans or something? Am I missing some context there? Because he did mention some kind of flagging himself, like some Quartering fans flagged him, which is wrong still. And then he flagged the Quartering in response to his fans. Like, did the Quartering do the flagging? I don't know. But the fact that he said it was about the stammer meant that it's a mundane mat. He bolded the Quartering. Essentially. That's what he did. And it's like, that doesn't make you better than any of those other people. That makes you worse. Because at the very least, people that aren't really anything to do with the individuals that you don't like are doing the flagging, as far as I could gather. And then like Roy from Very Nearly Viral, who I've been drinking with recently, not like every week, but I did it once and I'll probably do it again. But he chimed in and said, "Andy Warski, ladies and gentlemen," and then Andy turned on Roy and responded to him. That was funny. It says, "Roy, ladies and gentlemen, a skeptic who's in bed with everybody." I'm paraphrasing. And then Roy's like, "I'm not a skeptic," and everybody else is like, "Roy's not a skeptic." Basically, anybody they don't like is a skeptic. That's why people compare them to NPCs, or call them NPCs, because they literally have their own inbuilt programming. Person who insults X and Y are automatically, therefore, skeptics.x or something. I don't exactly know how the programming language works in this meme, but there's that. Absolutely beautiful afternoon I've had, guys, and now it's the evening and things are probably going to get even better. So that's Andy. I mean, the guy, like, somebody tweeted about him and said that, we had a good thing. No, was it Sargon? Sargon said he had a good thing with... No, somebody tweeted, sorry, that he had a good thing with Chris, and then it was dumped. He dumped Chris. Then with JF, then he dumped JF, when really JF was using him and he had to dump him because, JF isn't somebody you want to work with for very long, because JF only uses people. He does not work with people. So Andy Warski was right to dump JF. I don't think he even dumped Chris, really. They kind of just changed how they do things. Like, Chris is more of a background character now. Andy is the only face now, and I don't think that works anymore. It did at the beginning, but since Andy, I don't know, he's changed. He's gotten a bit more erratic and a little bit more mad. I don't think it's working. I think Chris needs to step in again and be a bit more dominant to rein him in, because this is going to ruin his channel, But that's just my opinion. He doesn't have to take any of that to heart or anything. And of course, I was bound to do that at some point. Then the Ralph. Oh my god. Okay, right. I need to show you this tweet to clarify things before people think that I am calling for anything undue when I'm not, or that he deserves anything undue when he does not. There it is. Okay. So I joked Ralph can't abort the retort, unlike Sargon's a child. He actually said that. WSJ, hold my beer. By the way, opposing the post censorship, be open himself to that. I meant the joke. This joke. I should have said the joke, and that would have ended everything. So before anybody says that I'm saying he opened himself up to censorship, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. That's all. I still back him on that. I still think he didn't do much wrong, if anything, really. He was just being Ralph. That's essentially what got him terminated, essentially. And of course, the stupid super chats, but they're just stupid super chats. Ignore them. Like, we don't, that's nothing to be banned over. I don't know. But like, yeah, I didn't mean to victim blame him, as somebody said. But you can blame him for what he's just done now, which is the whole Sargon may have been paid by the WSJ to flag him, or they're in cahoots with each other, with Kraut, to terminate Ralph. I mean, that sounds a little bit narcissistic to me. So the idea that he is the centre of all this, he's the centre of this massive war, and that Sargon and I don't know about Kraut. I don't even know if Kraut even knows who Ralph really is. When I used to know Kraut, I don't think he ever talked about Ralph, or even knew who he was or knew about him, because he never mentioned him. So I don't know. I don't know why they had to add Kraut. Why is it that Kraut used to be a subject of mockery and ridicule, as he should be, but he's now some kind of boogeyman? That's not how you want Kraut to look like, guys. That's not good optics on your part, okay? So he does this, and then obviously Sargon goes into that stream and basically says, well, where's your evidence that I'm in cahoots with the WSJ? They don't have any. And then, of course, they throw shade at him with the joke, and let's see, the timestamp. Let's find that. Applebee's man bad. It's ironic that Ralph uses things like, oh, Sargon's fat and Applebee's man, when he's the Arby's man. You know, you got fucked in the ass behind an Arby's, as how the meme went back in the day. Like, it's hypocrisy, but what do you expect from Ralph? So anyway, this is what he then later says. Shit, shut up, Ralph. Your kid is dead. We'll get here. I think that's it. 106.5.
I gotta go.
Yeah, Ralph, that was just the worst you thought you could do.
Oops.
Andy, that's what the tweet was trying to do. It was funny to spread that around.
To laugh
Why is that funny?
Jogging.
So we were already taken down. Why is it funny to try to
Ralph,
take his channel down?
Fuck you.
Okay, well your kid dying was fucking.
Oh shit! I messed it up. Fuck.
Once made those
you've never
jokes.
done
You know,
anything
they
else.
were-
You should do this because they're saying you got the Wall Street Journal to do something, and I'm not saying what's their proof.
Applebee's man
A
bad.
retweet after the event. It's like, okay, that's done.
Well, why did you retweet that?
Because it's funny. Because fuck you, Ralph. That's why.
Was it funny?
Yeah, to me, fuck you.
It's funny. It's funny to try to
fuck you.
to stick them on Andy.
Yeah,
that's what the tweet was trying to do. It was funny to spread that
funny
around.
to laugh
Why
at
is
the
that funny?
noggin jogging.
So we were already taken down. Why is it
Because
funny to
fuck
try
you,
to take
Ralph.
his
That's
channel
fine.
down?
Fuck you.
Okay, well your kid dying was fucking funny. How about that?
Now you wonder why I say fuck you.
Well, I didn't say that until you said shit like that.
Okay, Ralph.
I never once made those
You've never
jokes.
done
Even
anything
though they
else.
were there for the
Never
taking.
anything else.
God damn it, Ralph. I gotta go.
Yeah, Ralph.
That's Keemstar guy saying, "God damn it, I've got to go." Now, why do you think Keemstar said that? Because Keemstar has a child, or maybe he has multiple children now. I don't know. That was it for Keemstar, because Keemstar recognizes, even though he may not personally have had a okay, this is getting a bit too deep, but he may have not had a child lost. You know, he may not have lost a child. He may not have had a child die, but he still understands the fear, and I think he can still empathise with with the grief that comes with that. And that was too much for him.
Ralph, that was just the worst you thought you could do, and I don't care because there isn't a combination of words in the English language that you can assemble that will offend me.
Okay, well.
Error in programming. Error in programming. Awkward silence. That is beautiful. Oh, that is music to my ears. And that's it. That's why Ralph blew it. He had the sympathy of everybody. People who hated him, people who liked him, people who didn't care about him, people who didn't really know about him. And then he blows it with this, when he starts pointing fingers at who could have possibly terminated him, or who could have been behind the WSJ doing it. This is not how you run these kind of optics, Ralph. Ralph, you should be embracing these people who are willing to be sympathetic to you. Instead, you go and lash out at the usual suspects who may have had some sympathy for you, but they don't now. You blew it, you fucking idiot. It's just, like I said in my tweet, he has something horrible happen to him, he gets deplatformed off of YouTube, and then he does this. Classic Ralph. And the thing is, this isn't the first time he's done this, when he's engaged in lowbrow jokes like this. Like, he can do it, he can do it. But still, don't expect a backlash. Because if anybody has been here long enough, anybody who remembers 2015 Mitch, when I was Charming Man 93, not even Charming Man, do you remember Lily Feng, anybody? Lily Feng. Let's see if I can find an article about her. Lily Feng, Gamergate. I don't know if this is the original. Oh, Cannabis Curtis said that, didn't he? Or wasn't? I can't remember. It's been so long now. But basically, what happened was this. The gist of this article is that Lily Feng was a well-known female and Asian, so POC and female, member of Gamergate, and she had a fiance, and I forgot his name. He might be mentioned in this. That's it, boyfriend. Let's have a look. Boyfriend. I can't. Okay, he's not mentioned his name. I forgot his name. It doesn't really matter. So Lily Feng, a well-known member of Gamergate. Like, she wasn't like a curator or anything, as far as I know. She was just a personality, right? We had personalities, and we also had people who were creators, people, they all serve different roles, And she killed herself. She threw herself in front of a train, and Oliver Campbell, and who was once at the time called Cult of Vivian, also now known as Nonsensical or just Nicole, they spread the news to Gamergate. I think Oliver Campbell may have made a article about it, and she just posted it on Twitter or something. I can't remember exactly where she posted it, but I know that Campbell may have made some kind of article on it just to tell people, because she was kind of well known. You get people like Beyond Fair who may not be creators in the YouTube sense. I mean, I know she does art, but she's well known, if you know what I mean. And most people were sad and offered their condolences to her boyfriend. He was actually the fiance, I do believe. And then, next thing you know, Wild Goose, part of Ralph's posse, posted, and I think Ethan also posted things where they basically shat on him and shat on the people who spread the news, basically trying to say that, Vivian and Campbell are doing this to make themselves bigger and more popular. And I'm just like, what? And then Goose and some of his mates, who were all, I guess, friends or acquaintances of Ralph, basically went and decided to, what they called greystanding at the time, where it's basically just trolling. So you send the fiance and other people who may have known the girl pictures of people dead or dying due to suicide, and they were sending them like pictures of trains, people being mowed down by trains, things like that. I mean, whatever. It's trolling. They're free speech. They can do whatever they want, but it's not good optics and it's not good behaviour. You know what I mean? And this was noticed by somebody, I don't know if he's still around these days, called Netscape, and he called them out. And then Goose doxed Netscape. And then that's what brought it to my attention. And then I made 2 videos on it, and then I didn't get doxed, but my shitty teenage poetry was leaked. And people turned on Ralph at this point. This was when people really started to turn on him. And one thing people cannot forget was that liberal lunacy basically stood up for Ralph and the Goose and said that people with suicide are cowards. Now, she has since claimed that she herself was suffering from grief due to somebody killing themselves, and she sent me a DM about it. And that might be the case, but she still said what she said, and it wasn't right, and she knows it's not right, So I never forget. So this isn't the first time that Ralph has been involved in this. Now, he didn't dox anybody, just so you know. He just enabled it. He didn't say, Goose, that's not good, that's something you shouldn't be doing. He just enabled him. He didn't care. It probably benefited him in a third-hand way, And since then, he's hated me. This is the number one reason why he hates me. A lady train she wanted. Miscarriage she got. See, I can still laugh at stuff like that, But, I don't know. But, ridiculous. You know what I mean? Ridiculous. And people only now are just noticing that this is what Ralph is capable of, It's just... No, Kevin does not have redeeming qualities. He actually doesn't. That's good. It's good that Netscape is still going. I'm going to sub to him. You guys should sub to him too. Because I swear I will sub to him on this new one. I am. Oh, you can't see him on here. Let me just go to the filter channels. I like Netscape. He's a good boy, There he is. Oh, he's nearly at 3,000. Right.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, no, he's not. He's nearly 2,100. I misread that. I thought it was 29. Oh, well, I need glasses. There we are. Oh, shit, I remember he did the Understanding of the Alt-Right. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, no, wait. 9 months ago? Oh, well, he did something like that before. But it's good to see he's still going. Good to see he's grown a bit. So I'm going to post his channel. You guys should link to him. Should follow him.
Today we're going to people.
Still using the same microphone, but it doesn't matter. Guys, sub to his Patreon so he can get decent equipment. Yeah, Kevin feigns redeeming qualities when it suits him. Exactly, Ava. Exactly. Kevin has no redeeming features. The man is a hypocrite morally and fucking everything. Just everything. He is a hypocrite. Fuck him. He also feigns to be what's the word? I'm doing a Louis Levi here, guys. Jesus Christ. You know, he pretends to be a decent chap who you can talk to. You know, the reasonable guy. That's it. He feigns reasonableness when he live streams with people who he is ideologically opposed to, and then after that, he will shit on them. He will talk behind their back and just make videos. Like it's ostensibly propaganda. That's what he is. He's a propagandist. You know, he's not like an official propagandist, but he joins in with the propaganda. You know, he's trying to convince people that social justice and feminism and far left politics is the way to go. That's what he does. He plays the false moderate. Yes, not moderate, Sadeko. He just pretends to be a reasonable person on the far left side. So I guess that could be being a fake moderate, but not really. You know? Kevin Logan's a great cure for insomnia. He is, but I don't know, if I was looking at him while trying to go to sleep, I would stay awake because he's hideous. Kevin Logan. Listen to what... Yeah, I've heard what he said about Dankula, you know? I've heard pretty much everything that he has said about somebody famous. And the thing is, he likes to position himself in that community as the edgy one, you know? That he's the one who's the hard-biting man with the commentary, he's got all the insults and the jokes, but he has none of that. He has none of that. Because that lot can't meme. Like Dick Coughlin, who's an actual comedian, can't meme. He can't even comedian. And I don't personally have an issue with Dick Coughlin either, you know. I don't have a personal issue with him. I don't think he's a bad person, you know. I mean, he might have done bad things in the past on YouTube, but it doesn't make him a bad person, you know. And I always feel sorry for him because the guy just needs to wake up and realise that these people are bad for him and that perhaps his ideology might be flawed, you know. And just actually come and talk to us properly. Because he knows he can trust me. But I don't know. Maybe he's scared. His friend, Caffeine Jedi, was a very nice woman too. Full NPC on DeviantArt. Well, why man? Imagine my shock, Zio. Imagine my shock. But like, yeah, this whole drama is gonna blow over anyway. But Ralph has lost people who could have been allies with him, people who could have helped him, because he's done this, all because he was too edgy and he wanted to own the Skeptox, you know. Now is not the time, Ralph. He's every unpleasant Harry Enfield comedy character moulded into one. That is Kevin Logan. Loads of money. Give me all your money. Rather than loads of money. Because he's from Birmingham, you know. But yeah, I now resubbed to Netscape. I thought I had subbed to him, but I either was unsubbed or just forgot to sub to him. But Netscape... It's me. If you see Mitch in your inbox, it's me. Charming man. But yeah. Oh, update on Dankula. We've got to wait till like he's done these conferences and things like that, and then we'll see what happens. We've been talking. It's gonna happen soon. Don't know yet. But the debate's happening. I think it's going to be me and Louis. He wants that to be the case, but I want it to be 2-on-2 because I'm honourable, you know. I try to be honourable, but yeah. Ralph's audience. You know, there's audiences that have. I guess I'm trying to explain this because I've noticed a pattern. Some YouTubers have quite a large ratio of fanboys compared to reasonable fans, or others have more reasonable fans compared to fanboys. It doesn't even matter. Stop defending lowly porn. I'm only defending the right to draw it, not the actual thing itself. But like what was I saying? Yeah, it doesn't matter how big the audience is. You know, it could be one. No, actually, it does have to be more than 2. No, more than 5. You know, it has to be an odd number for this to happen. It has to be more than 5, and for this ratio to it, it doesn't matter how big or small you are. If you have, you can have more fanboys than reasonable fans, or more reasonable fans than fanboys, and And they said the NPC crowd, but it's true actually. In general, the NPCs have far more fanboys than they do reasonable fans. And there's that, and the Bloodsports fans are mostly fanboys. They eat this shit up. They don't even bother to just look at the other side of the argument or the story because it's drama. There's not really an argument there. And they just lap up this shit. Even when this person is speaking to these other people, they seem to block out what they're saying. And I saw some similar behaviour, which has nothing to do with drama, but with the whole Melbourne thing that happened with that person who was going around Allahu Akbaring people with a knife, people were like, oh, did they shoot him? Why didn't they shoot him? Well, police, this is the world, The rest of the world does not police like America. And even then, they still shot him. They still shot the fucker. And they did. Finally, they did, Before trying to disarm him, in the end, they chose to shoot him. Which is a perfectly reasonable way to police. They tried to disarm him and arrest him. But in the end, they had to kill him. Or wound him. I don't know if he actually died. But he did look like he died. Set up a chat with Metallica. Nah, he's going after the big boys. Let him do that. I mean, what am I going to say that other people haven't already said to him? Or made videos about? What am I going to do? What could I possibly, say that's different? I wouldn't contribute to the conversation in any way. I would be just saying what other people have said, There's really no bones about it, I have nothing to add to that conversation, sadly. Who knows, maybe in the future if there is, but I've got to concentrate on one debate, not loads. I don't even know if I have the bug for debating yet, but I feel like I really want to get that to start doing that properly. Allahu Akbar is Arab for, by the way, this is nothing to do with Islam. Very true. Very true. It has nothing to do with Islam as I kill you. Yeah, he doesn't listen to anybody. And that's his right. He doesn't have to listen to anybody. I don't expect him to listen to me. I don't know how I am someone he can struggle to bluster over. I myself am quite hot-tempered. Well, at least when I want to. I can probably control my temper more than him, but, my patience is reserved to people in my job, not to people online. Just repeat everything he says sarcastically. But again, like I said, I have nothing to contribute here. So, I don't know. Anyway, it's good to see that it's HD on here. How's the quality, guys? I've changed the settings somewhat, and I'm going to do it again in the next stream. I'm going to try and make it higher quality, if you know what I mean. But yeah, Lily Orchard who is this Lily Orchard? Zio, you always talk about things that I don't really have a clue about without context. Who's Lily Orchard? Is that the DeviantArt NPC? I don't know. But anyway, is there anything else somebody wants me to talk about that's happened before we go into the wholesome bit of the stream? I know some of you might want to bow out after that, but I've got some new books, and you'll like the books. I'm going to be a big brain nibber after all this. And then I'm going to do chores after this stream. Sargon thinks I'm cute. Sargon has met me only once in real life and a few times in real life. Strangely enough, he managed to recognise me every single time. Oh, thank you. Although I will say this, I think I said it in the last stream when I responded to Dankula. My quality is not always top notch, and I do realise that I got lucky that I do think that I beat him because he floundered on the points on principle, which I was trying to bring up in the video. But I do realise I need to up my game, and tweets like I did beforehand, where the context is not clear, where the wording and phrasing is not clear, and things like that. Show us your books. I will in a minute. I do need to up my game a bit. I need to increase the quality even more. I need to structure my videos better. I need to phrase my videos better. I need to I need to improve across the board, you know. If I'm attracting, for the moment anyway, it seems, the bigger boys. And if you want to remain competitive with the bigger boys, you've got to be better than them. See you in a bit, Free Press. You know, I've got to improve everything, not just quality in terms of how it looks, but what is being said, you know. And I noticed that in many ways, Scalk's art has freed me up a bit, because now I don't have to edit as hard. I mean, you may think that's laziness, but it's not. When I use that art, I can actually do more editing, and it renders quicker than if I was to use my cameras. I still will use the camera, but I want to actually like make better content with just the microphone, because I remember people years ago when I was starting out did say that I was better off camera than I was on camera. They said that the delivery was better, that what I was saying was better, because I know I do edit what I say as well in audio, but it seems to flow better, you know. It's hard to explain, but I do know what they're saying, and that's why I commissioned Scalk to make that artwork, because I knew that it would be better, and I know that I can edit more with just pictures and shit than having to like you know, cut my video and things like that. Why is Orange Man good? Orange Man is good because he recognises national sovereignty and is not afraid to be protectionist when it suits the nation, unlike my country. Where it seems like we, you know, apart from maybe in the 50s, actually, will we have a protectionist in the 50s? I don't know. It seems like we just will live and die on laissez-faire. It's like laissez-faire works when the world is an agreement on trade, but when, you know, you're getting shitty fucking tariffs against you, like America got by the EU and China, then you've got to be protectionist yourself. Like, who knows, the British Empire might still be alive if we did what Trump is doing right now for America, you know? Protectionism would have saved the British Empire, in my opinion. I've seen that, like, so many times when I've been reading up on the Empire. In the 1890s to the 1910s, we were laissez-faire till we literally died. And it's like, we would have been better off after the war, economically, had we just been protectionist. If we just, not just that, if we'd helped the North, rather than just concentrate things in the South, and also Scotland and shit like that. If we'd improved industry there, if we'd modernised coal and cotton, textiles, things like that, if we'd also basically increased the amount of new industries like oil refining, chemical manufacturing across the UK, rather than just situate it in the South predominantly, we probably would still be around. We could have took the hit. We had the resources at the time to do so, you know. We had the manpower to do so. But no, we precipitated our own decline, you know. Why did the Democrats do so well? I don't know. I don't know why they did so well. I didn't really follow it. They didn't do as well as they thought they would. They thought it would be a blue wave when it was a blue trickle at best, you know. I mean, they won the House, but, you know, it's more important than the Senate, but you won the House. It's not everything, Democrats, and even then, Trump can still do what he's going to do, you know. I just think maybe it's a polarisation of the left and the right, you know. The people who have been newly indoctrinated with their Trump derangement syndrome have ran back to the Democrats, you know. People still vote in tribalistic lines as well. Like, I think Sean voted Democrat when she shouldn't have, because it's against her best interests. People will vote against their best interests. People will vote for their best interests for whatever reason, because human beings are not rational actors, okay? We know this. I think it's just maybe a return to normalcy, I don't know. To quote one of your presidents, it was a blue drip, yeah. It was a blue drip, yes. But a good way of making cotton profitable, that got ruined. Yep. It could still be profitable now. And now, thanks to Thatcher, thanks to the monetarists, and I guess you say the libertarians, even though she wasn't a libertarian. I don't know why she has a libertarian following. She wasn't a libertarian. Like, neither was Reagan, or whatever. You know, we barely have a manufacturing base. We barely have an industrial base. We're a almost fully service-based economy. And Brexit has now happened. and we're going to need to be self-sustaining, and we don't have the industry and the manufacturing base to be self-sustaining. Well done, Conservatives. You know? When we should have gone for mixed economy, we went full-on fucking laissez-faire. You see what I mean? See what I mean? Conservatives and laissez-faire. But conservatives who understand when to go protectionist and laissez-faire, like Trump, you know, Trump's not really a conservative. He's like a big business Democrat or sane business. I forgot what Louis Vuitton called him. You know, economic rewards, guys. The hard left of Labour basically gave Thatcher every election. They did. Although they could have done well with Kinnock. Because Kinnock was a fucking commie destroyer. Like he, let's see, Neil Kinnock. Kinnock could have actually been Prime Minister because he was not far left at all. He was like a sane leftist who didn't win, sadly. And then he got replaced by the neoliberals, which is a crying shame. Although, to be fair, the guy who died before Tony Blair came to power, he may have been neoliberal, as far as I'm aware, but he still would have won the election and he would have been a better Prime Minister, I think. But we can only speculate. He's dead now. He's been dead for 22 years now. Neil Kinnock. Where is it? Is it this one? I think it's this one.
I'll tell you what happens with impossible promises. You start with far-fetched resolutions. They're then pickled into a rigid dogma, a code. And you go through the years sticking to that, outdated, misplaced, irrelevant to the real needs, and you end in the grotesque chaos of a Labour council hiring taxis to scuttle around the city, handing out redundancy notices to its own workers.
That was in reference to one MP who's now allowed back into the Labour Party, who basically nearly bankrupted the whole of Liverpool. And what Neil Kinnock says there is fucking true.
Liverpool councillors were furious. Liars, shouted Derek Hatton.
Liars.
Most delegates were delighted. Eric Hepper, the veteran Liverpool MP, didn't want to hear anymore.
And that's what SJWs do, and communists do. They run away like cowards.
He stalked out of the hall. But Neil Kinnock hadn't finished with them yet.
Oofed. The helicopter ride isn't done yet, guys.
I'm telling you, no matter how entertaining, how fulfilling the short-term egos, I'll tell you, and you listen. Go ahead, take me. Go ahead. I'm telling you, you can't.
Oh, what the fuck?
Jobs and with people's services.
He basically said you can't mess with people's jobs and services in the name of ideology. There we go. I think that's all we need to say. We need more people like Kinnock, damn it. Use anti-common market, yeah. Hard left of Labour. Thing is, even the hard left of Labour back then were anti-EU. And it's so weird to see them now being pro-EU. It's so weird. I don't understand. The blue wave hit the Red Sea wall. They were parted. We need to work on rearming the UK. We need to rearm the fucking Navy and the Army and the Air Force first, Joe. Our fucking armed forces are a joke at the moment. By the way, as a caveat to that, I found out my dad tried to join the Navy in 1976 when he was 16 years old. He never told me that. Anyway, yeah, we need to do that too, and then we need to, arm the populace too. But the thing is, we've never had a big gun culture anyway, so even though we can allow all this to be legal, most people will not buy the guns. We're kind of like Canada when it comes to guns, although Canada are obviously, they want their guns, Our British people were okay with them going away for some reason. Here's the meme. Trump giving Hillary Clinton the free Thunderhawk ride. Nah, an Apache helicopter. Come on. But yeah, Neil Kinnock there was offering free helicopter rides for the far left of Labour. I mean, how could you not take such an offer, guys? We need more people like him. He's still alive as far as I know, though, but he's not in politics anymore. I think. Is he still alive? Yeah, he's still alive. Oh shit, he could be Prime Minister. Fuck it. I mean, if Trump is like the same age, right? Or a bit younger. Yeah, he's only 4 years younger than fucking Neil Kinnock. Why not? Fuck it, why not? He's 72 years old and still going strong and changing the fucking world and America. Why not Neil Kinnock? Oh, I don't know. Oh well. Oh well. I mean, Tony Benn would be better than fucking Corbyn. Why can't Dennis Skinner be 30 years younger? Why can't he be there? Why does it have to be fucking... Yeah, I got the reference, Zio. But, it's like... Labour's fucked. Labour. Anyway, let's... Oh, speaking of Corbyn, shit, I almost forgot. Corbyn decided to take a rule from the slimy politician handbook and try to appeal to the Jews because it's the 80th anniversary of Kristallnacht. Now, most of you here will know what Kristallnacht is, by the way. It was basically a night of terror or a week of terror. I can't remember what it was. I can't remember how long it lasted, but where the Nazis basically went around terrorising the Jews. It was like a pogrom without the deaths, as far as I know. Maybe some people did die, but they were going around destroying businesses because the Reichstag had been bombed or something. It was set fire to. And this is what he says. On the 80th anniversary of the horrors of Kristallnacht, when Jews in Germany faced murder and deportation, they didn't actually get deported, as far as I'm aware. Most of them left. I think the Nazis would rather them stayed so they could kill them, but hey, whatever. The hate-filled ideologies of the far right are on the rise again. No, the hate-filled ideologies of the left and the reactionary ideologies of the far right are not necessarily rising but trying to respond to you because you're all fucking hate-filled. We stand united with the Jewish people and all communities against anti-Semitism and fascism. Well, I wish that you could actually be on the side of the Jews because historically you never have been. I mean, you say, oh, it's Israel, but when you're sharing stages and praising people who are basically Islamists, who are anti-Semites, and you side against Britain's enemy, side with Britain's enemies, like Argentina in the 80s, and loads of others, how do you expect us to see you? You are not a friend of the Jewish people, you never have been. You are one of their biggest enemies, because you're an enabler of their enemies. You can sugarcoat it as Israel all you want, but it's nothing more than a David Sherratt would say dog whistle of what you actually mean. And your party has been exposed as having anti-Semitic problems. You're a fucking joke, Corbyn. You're a liar, and you're literally trying to pander to them because you realise if you don't pander to them, they're going to go to the Conservatives, as they are in droves. And it's all your own fault, because you yourself are bigoted towards them. And the far left historically always has been. You're a joke. Anyway. Oh, so they did want them out. Interesting. It's weird how they then ended up trying to kill them all. Night of the Broken Glass, Joe. Indeed. Anyway, let's talk about the books. So, actually, do I have a... No, but I do need books on... stuff on that because it's really interesting. I've got loads of books on my Amazon wish list for that. Anyway, let me show you the books. So, let me get them ready. One of them was bigger than I thought it was going to be. It's time for the wholesome hour, guys. Now, some of you will be like, holy shit, why does he have that? Trust me, most of this, in fact, pretty much all of it is for uni. So let's just start with this big boy, because why not? Karl Popper, Open Society and Its Enemies. I think I saw True Dilton talking about him. And, well, I couldn't resist. I was intrigued by Popper and his arguments for democracy and against communism and Nazism and authoritarianism in general. And I thought, well, let's get this book. And fuck, I did not expect this to be as big as it is. You know, I should have looked more on the details, but it's like, let's have a look. We get rid of the index and these notes. The actual text itself is, it's the addendum. Sociology of knowledge, let's get rid of that. I'm trying to find the end of it. Has history any meaning? Oh shit, I'm actually need to read that. Because I was having a discussion on Discord with Danny Duchamp, one of his mates. One of his mates had an issue with history, and I forgot what he said, and I forgot who it was who said it. I need him to tell me what he was saying, what was his issue was with it. And I need to not research what history is, really. I know what history is to me, but I would like to read what other people, because, you know, there's a history of philosophy, or philosophy of history, as I should say, and it's like what history is, and loads of historians and philosophers have made videos recently, and also they've made books on what is history, and what is the role of the historian, what is an historian. Another stream, huh? Yeah. Riveting stream, bearing cab. Mitch staring at his crotch. How's that then? You know, how's that? Okay, so the actual text is 484 pages, but it looks much thicker. This is just the notes on the text and the index. Like, Jesus Christ, this is a big book. But yeah, I'm going to be reading this, and it's going to be a good read. I am using this for uni, I think, to see if he says anything about capitalism, origins, things like that. Because, you know, he's tackling the authoritarians. So I'm going to read this, and I don't know if I'll make reviews on these, but I don't know. Anyway, next book. Wait. Next book. In fact, I think I'm going to, just so you can actually see the books, I'm going to do this. And I'm just going to show Popper again, so everybody can see it. There you go. Look at that. Hey, there we are. See how thick that is? Beautiful print, though, I have to say. Anyway, next book. Alexis de Tocqueville, Democracy in America. Now, this was recommended in the university reading list, and I was intrigued by his definition of what equality is. And in fact, the lecturer, good lecturer she is, lovely woman, didn't define equality. So I was confused. Like, does he mean equity when he says equality? Why does he think it's bad in a society? What were you talking about here? Now, he talks about democracy in America, and according to the blurb, basically it's he's trying to see if America could be a model for post-revolutionary France. And he went on a 9-month journey, and this edition has like it's like apparently the first time anybody, well, no, it's rarely translated, 2 weeks in the wilderness and excursion to Lake Oneida, which is, I don't know how you pronounce that, where he also went and talked to the Indians, the Iroquois and the Chippewa, I don't know. This is more for the stuff about capitalism, things like that. I think he might touch on that. But anyway, that's for uni, one of my essay questions. It looks like a good book, and I'm really intrigued by what he says about that, because it's part of the 3 main texts, although there should have been 4 main texts in this fucking module. Well, this part of the module anyway, because they failed to mention, and this is what one of my course mates said, Emile Durkheim. This is the first of 2 books that I got. This one actually has the better cover, by the way, but that's just my opinion. Emile Durkheim, or Durkheim, he was French, maybe Alsatian. The elementary forms of religious life. I think this is mainly for me, I think, more than uni work. But he set himself the task, it says here, of the enduring source of human social identity. He investigated what he considered to be the simplest form of documented religion, totemism, totemism, sorry, among the Aborigines, and he just wants to find out why we're religious, I guess. That's stuff for future videos as well, because I remember I DM'd or tweeted at the distributist for books on why religion is good for society. That is somewhere on my wish list. I'm still interested in making that video, but I mean, not that I find it good. I'm trying to research if it's good or if it's bad, you know. I personally err at the moment, always have done, that it's not exactly a positive force for mankind, although it does have its positive elements. But as a genuine, like, we need it kind of thing, I don't know. But hey, my mind is open to the possibility. I would still be an atheist though, because God still does not exist, and we'd basically be we'd be conning people so that they behave. And I don't think human beings need to be conned in order to behave. I think we do have inbuilt moral compasses. Most of us, anyway. There's 2% of us don't. Next on the list, and this is somebody I tweeted about, Edward Said's Orientalism. And now this fucking guy, he's a charlatan, but I'll explain that. He's an historical charlatan. Basically, he's the guy who propagated the idea that all of the colonial empires, all of them, from Britain to France to, yes, even the United States was a colonial empire. Still kind of is, although it's informal empire. Belgium, just the West in general, alright? We're all bad. And his people, the Arabs, the people who were conquered, you know, the Arabs were actually not oppressed by the Westerners for like the longest time. They were oppressed by the Turks. But he means everybody who was part of empires. And we did, you know, Britain did have an Arabic colony called Aden, which is now Yemen, Qatar. Wait, let me have a look. Let me just double check. Shit, I need to double check this. Colony of Aden is Yemen. Yeah. Oh, People's Republic of South Yemen, but it's Yemen. And his belief is that we created, it's about Orientalism, that we created this otherness because we were racist and we wanted to imperialise everybody. And he shits on people who are Western white historians who are interested in Eastern culture. And he also thinks that they are morally superior, like the Eastern people and the colonised individuals, just because they're not Westerners, which is funny. Oh, that's why even after colonialism, places like Botswana, Western-style liberal democracies and capitalist, and are doing quite well for themselves. And South Africa did for a time before they decided to embrace national socialism. Controversial statement, I know. Communists don't like the idea that people like not the ANC, that's not a person, but Robert Mugabe and National Socialists, because they are. Next on the list, this is another one for uni. It's Richard Overy's The Battle of Britain, Myth and Reality. That's one of my essay questions. But again, I've been reading this for pleasure. I read the first chapter recently, and it's pretty good. I mean, Neil Ferguson likes it, but I know, okay, you can't see that, but Neil Ferguson likes it, as does Max Hastings. So it's across the political spectrum, although I don't know what Max Hastings actually is politically. I guess I should have a look before I say it's across the political spectrum. But it seems to be, anyway. People just love it, it seems. Max Hastings. Wikipedia. Oh, right, so he's probably conservative. Oh, both conservative and Labour. Okay, so he's a centrist. So I guess I'm right. It's across the political spectrum. Jesus, I didn't think he was that old. But yeah, so we've got a centrist or somebody veers left or right, depending on whatever. But interesting though, it says that 4 terms are too many for any government. Interesting. And he's a tall dude. You can't see that, but he's apparently 6'5". He's a big boy. Anyway, next on the list, Sargon's favourite book. I finally decided to get it after all these years. Hayek, The Road to Serving, or Hayek, however you pronounce it. I don't know, it's Jewish. Is it? Is he? Was it Jewish? Is Hayek Jewish, or was? Friedrich Hayek. Okay, German. Oh no, he's British. And Austrian. Interesting. Was he Jewish? I don't know. I can't remember. I know it's not relevant, really. No, it doesn't say. Just Austrian. Oh yeah, he is Jewish. Yeah. Oh, they speculated that he was. It seems like he was. I don't know. Chat can always tell me. But anyway, I'm interested in what he talks about communism again. This is also for uni and for pleasure. Shit, sorry guys, that was Legend of Total War, who we need to talk about in a video actually, because he needs some help. But yeah, I'm really interested in reading this book. I've read it just so I know more about more ideologies, things like. I told you not to read Mein Kampf on stream. I still haven't got that book actually. I really should get those books. You know, the source of all the things I hate. I should really read them. Next on the list. Right, I'll save that one actually, because that's the honourable mention. Here we go, guys. Prepare to recoil in horror. Marx and Engels. Oofed. The German ideology. The German ideology. What a fucking title. That was a good title. I don't like Marx and Engels, but fuck it, you know. This is where he talks about origins of capitalism and things like that. And he does it in the manifesto, but I've already got the manifesto. And this is on the reading list. Because you know, don't worry, they're not really trying to indoctrinate me, although they would love me to be a far left historian, which I am not. But anyway, this book is where he says that the division of labour in society is an evil thing, because apparently fucking the logical step towards making production better for everybody, of specialising, you know, is bad, you know. It's really bad. The first SJW. No, Marx and Engels were not the first SJWs. Neither was Edward Said. Edward Said was not the first SJW. He was the first Islamist SJW, I guess you could say. But again, there's another guy who isn't Arab. No, he's Pakistani, so he's Indian, but or Bengali. Actually, what are Pakistanis ethnically? Pashtun, Punjabi. I don't know, but all I know is they're all Indians. In that collective term, you know what I mean. They're all Indians. You know, it should be one country, but regardless, that book's purely for uni, but I might use it for stuff on videos as well. Stuff like on communism, just to really understand more about what they think. Next, we've got the opposite view, Emil Durkheim. For some reason, Durkheim was not put in the actual thing. Oh crap, I just realised I've missed a book. I've got one other book that I forgot to bring. I might have it there, actually. Let me just find this. I'll bring it up in a bit. Shit. I totally forgot about that book. Crap. Where is it? Is it there? Shit. Oh, I should have bloody realised I needed that book. Because this is another text that I need for uni. Not that one. It's not that one. Decent books, by the way, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, shit. It's not in my room. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I'll tell you what it is. It's called The Protestant Ethic and Capitalism or something. Is it Origins of Capitalism and the Protestant Work Ethic? Something like that. And that's by Max Weber, or Maximilian, as I like to call him. And that's another view that, you know, capitalism isn't inherently bad and things like that. And Emil Durkheim thinks that as well. And the division of labour is important. And that interestingly enough, it says class conflict is not inherent to the modern capitalist society. I think it doesn't have to be, but it seems to me in a lot of countries it is. But I think that's more to do with the elites trying to control things when they don't really need to do that. Oh shit! My fucking mic. I need a new fucking holder for it. It's really shit. Whew! So many books. Are becoming a brownish boyish Sarkon. No, I'm becoming a big brain nibber. And honourable mention goes to The Roman Revolution, Ronald Syme. This is a really good book from the little I've read for my essays. And basically, he talks about the origins of the empire, not as in when Rome was an Iron Age fucking hill fort. No, anti-Semite. What he's talking about is Augustus and how Augustus came to power and the civil wars and things like that. And he doesn't like the Emperor Augustus very much. And he talks about it from like how the various political families and parties interacted with each other and brought about the destruction of the Roman Republic, which he obviously prefers. And he isn't the only historian in history to have preferred the Republic. Roman historians themselves, literally writing at the time of Augustus, I know Tacitus might have been a bit later, but when was Tacitus? Yeah, okay, he's a little bit after Augustus, I think. Yeah, he is. He was during the time of Nero. They much preferred the Republic because it was like a time when things were better for them, you know, even though it necessarily wasn't. Sa boy, Augustus Gloop, no, Octavian, Caesar Augustus, or Augustus Caesar. But yeah, he doesn't like him because it considers him to be basically, how can I describe this? A Lannister. You know Tywin Lannister? Basically Tywin Lannister, but a Lannister that succeeded in actually, you know, becoming king, you know. This is not the best YouTuber in the culture wars. The man is too much of an apologist for his own religion, which is understandable. He is a Catholic. And, you know, he may be good at tackling SJWs, but he can't deal with people in his own fucking side. Because for some reason, he's basically throwing all, even though they have a part of this to blame, all the book of the paedophile problem blame onto the SJW Catholics, you know, like the current Pope. When this shit's been going on long before them, all of you have a part to blame in allowing this to fester and grow over the decades and centuries, alright? It's your own fault, okay? You know, I'm not saying individually, I'm saying in your own little cliques and sides, or whatever you want to call it. It's your own fault, Catholics, alright? You should have stamped out the problems, you should have created reforms, instead you didn't. And now you're blaming the current Pope when it's every Pope's fault, alright? Every ideology, every kind of Catholicism that they represented, it's their fault, because they allowed that to happen. They're the ones who moved people from parish to parish to continue their reigns of terror, so fuck you. But I still like you, distributist, okay? I still like you, but you're wrong on that. They're all to blame. That's just my opinion as an atheist. Somebody said Edward Said he should hook up with Sinead O'Connor. He's dead. He's been dead for 15 years. The person that she should be hooking up with probably is... No, wrong guy. I don't think he's even a Muslim. So there's no point trying to even say that. He's called Chakrabarti, so he's probably a Hindu. But he's another anti-Orientalist, they're called post-colonialists, post-colonial scholars, as if the idea of them being, you know, former colonial subjects makes them morally better and, you know, good historians. No. But, you know, basically all the shit that Neil Ferguson gets from that lot, Edward Said it was, you know. But yeah, let's talk about Sinead O'Connor. So Sinead O'Connor decided to fucking become a Muslim. Why? Why would you want to be such a thing? Tariq Nasheed is better, but like, she's obviously bipolar, right? And she's probably not going to be a Muslim for very long. I mean, I think the reason is because she's become an SJW as well. I mean, she was always left wing, but at least she wasn't stupid. And I guess it's despite the Catholics, you know, own the fucking Papists, become a Muslim to own the Papists. I don't know, but it's like, come on. Your first thing to do when you announce your fucking conversion to the world is to immediately do a fucking blasphemy. Reading Rainbow, take a look, it's in the book. Like, insane. It shows she doesn't have a fucking clue what she was converting to. She did this purely to shock people, I think. Because she thinks it'll own the papists, own the conservatives. And it's like, no, we feel sorry for you slightly. You stupid woman. You stupid, stupid girl. And the thing is, I don't understand why she's gone... Well, nobody can explain mental illness very well. But it's like, for a while, in her 40s, she seemed pretty well adjusted for her. And now she's lost it again. She talked to Andrew Dice Clay for his misogyny, but was in solidarity with black rappers who were just as bad. Well, I don't know. There are some black rappers that are just as bad as Andrew Dice Clay. But most of them, when they were talking about women negatively, were talking about specific women, like thots, hoes. They weren't talking about all women, you know. They were talking about women who are negative influences on people. And that's fine. You can criticise those types of women. But, yeah. I don't know. I think I can defend most rappers because they're not trying to demean all women. You know, when they say hoe, they mean hoe, not women, which they get misconstrued for, and it's not fair. I mean, look, Skulk, this hoe men's doing, you misogynist. I'm gonna write that now. Misogynist. Oh, press F for tail feature, guys. You can't make any videos. Anti SJWs. I am definitely an anti SJ. I don't like the people who hate the anti SJWs. What can I say? Because they're fucking idiots, you know. But yeah, I can't think of anything else to say. I've done the book thing. It was quite wholesome. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And I've been going for an hour. I enjoyed streaming. It's good to stream again, guys. Good to see a lot of people too for my new channel. That debate will happen eventually, although by the time it happens I think people will have forgotten about all this. Yeah, I've had fun. There's not really much to say anymore. I said my piece. So until next time, guys, it's been your boy, and I'll see you later.